Hi guys, welcome back to another video. You would have already seen from the thumbnail and the title what it's about, and that is trying to save money on those horse bills, just looking at saving monies in equestrian in general. And obviously at the moment, the cost of living has skyrocketed, fuel prices are through the roof, and just everything is so expensive. And I'm sure we are all feeling the pinch, and it quite often means that you have to look at not doing as many shows as you perhaps like, or going training as much, or even just going schooling. So I've got some tips and some ideas to help you save a little money and still get the most out of your horse and enjoying your sport. So my first tip is sharing transport. Now, this is obviously quite common. Lots of people already do this, but it really can halve your fuel costs if you can share with a friend. And obviously this doesn't work for everybody. If you've got a bad loader or a bad traveller, then it may be that you have to go on your own. But if possible, chat to your friends, see if you're going to the same competitions. And actually it can be a real laugh to go all together. It can make a day out even more fun. Bring a picnic, have a giggle, and save a little bit of money at the same time, I think is a win-win. And it really can save you a good few pennies across the season. It might be that you take it in turns with your friends as well. So it can be a good starting point. It's also worth considering how far you travel for a show. So try and pick things that are pretty local, which again is going to keep your fuel costs down. Bulk buying can be another good way to save some of those pennies, especially when it comes to hay, haylage, horse bedding, that kind of thing. It's obviously hard to have to spend a big lump of money in one go. It can often mean you have to buy a pallet load of bedding, so that can be anything from like 40, 50, 60 bales of shavings or bags of bedding, depending on what you buy in one go. If it is a bit of a stretch for you, chat to friends, see if you can share a load. I've definitely done this before. You can split the load, so that way you still get the savings, but you're not having to spend quite so much at that one point in time. I'm definitely going through this at the moment. I need to buy some more bedding for my boys and girls, and it is going to work out cheaper buying it in bulk. And the other thing to take note is that obviously it's looking like prices are going to continue to go up, and I've been told by several people that it's worth stocking up now for the winter, because the closer we get to winter, the likelihood is the prices are going to rise once again. So start stocking up. When going on holiday, it can be really expensive to get someone in to look after your horse for you. So maybe chat to a friend and see if they can look after your horse while you're away, and then you can do the same for them when they're on holiday. And you can save yourself a fair few hundreds of pounds. And also you've got your friend looking after your horse who hopefully you trust, and they will know your horse well. So makes you relax a little bit more while you're away, while also saving you some money. With everything skyrocketing in price, you might find that you're having to cut back on your training or hiring arenas or even competing. If this is the case, maybe chat to friends and see if you can hire arenas or have lessons together. This is going to save you a little bit of money. For example, where I am locally, most of the arenas charge a set fee for up to 4 horses. So if 4 of us go together, it can be the difference from spending £40 for a session on your own to just £10. And that way you still get to enjoy a really good arena, have a laugh with your friends. Also, it's not such an intense session. And £10 to go and hire a really great arena with show jumps is a win-win. Again, for lessons, chat to friends. If you've got people at the same level as you, look if you can join up together. This could, in some places, nearly halve the cost of your lesson. Riding clubs are another good area to look into. Riding clubs have some amazing clinics and lessons going on at brilliant prices. Yes, you might be in a group, but actually you can learn lots from being in a group with others and watching what they're doing. So it can be really handy. Another good tip is to look out at helping at maybe your local horse trials or equestrian centre. Quite often, as a thank you for helping, they reward you in vouchers for arena hire or even cross-country schooling. So by doing a good deed, by helping out, maybe picking up the show jumping poles, dressage stewarding, fence judging, you may in return get a voucher to go cross-country schooling or arena hire. I've definitely seen a fair few venues do this, so have a look around, and you'll be also helping our amazing sport. So it's well worth doing and checking out. When it comes to buying new gear, whether it's new riding boots, breeches for yourself, or your horse needs a new rug, then being a savvy shopper can save you some good pennies. Think about looking in the sales for maybe that winter's stuff. So for example, in the summer sales that are going on at the moment, there's quite often last year's turnout rugs available at a discounted price. And in the winter sales, I always find it's a good chance to buy next year's fly rugs ready. You always save a good sort of 10, 20 quid normally. So being organised can save you a fair few pounds. Also, you can buy second hand. There's obviously Facebook Marketplace, eBay, where you can pick up some really good buys, things that have only been used literally a handful of times. So have a look on there. Secondhand is always good, but try and buy good quality items that are going to last. And also chat to your friends, put it up on Instagram, see what people have to sell. You might even do swaps with a friend. Maybe there's something that you want to get rid of that they want, and vice versa, they have something that you want. My last 2 tips is don't waste. Be careful how much hay or haylage you're feeding. Now, obviously, you don't want your horse going without any at any point of time, but at the same time, don't just keep chucking it over the door like I do, and then they end up trampling on it and it ends up in the bed and it gets all mucky and they don't touch it. I find the corner feeders are a really good way to keep the stables tidy. Also, if the horse doesn't eat all their hay that night, then they're more likely to eat it the next day. The other thing that I found that can save you a few pounds here and there is talking to a horse feed nutritionist. So most of the horse feed companies have nutritionists, and you can talk to them on the phone for free, and they will give you advice on what you should be feeding your horse. And you might find that you're actually feeding them more than they need to, or maybe that they could go onto a simple balancer and you could cut out several other feeds that you're feeding them. Again, look at your supplements. Do you need to be feeding all those supplements? You can definitely save some money by looking at that. I hope some of these tips have been really helpful. There's lots of little ways that you can save a few pennies here and there, which hopefully you can put towards more competitions or training.